I'm back on my poppy vibe. Squeeze a little bit of lime in here. It's so good. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you haven't tried those poppies, they're so delicious, and they only have 5 grams of sugar. They have prebiotics, apple cider vinegar. It's so good for you, because I've been craving like a Coca-Cola. My daughter, she loves Dr. Pepper, but I try not to drink that stuff, you guys. That's crazy, but these are just so good, so I'm drinking it. And it's like a little treat. It's bubbly. It's so good. Okay, so you have no whimsy, and it shows. I wanted to create this video. Okay, I want to give a disclaimer. This video is specifically for if you have a Virgo placement. If your South Node is in Virgo and your North Node is in Pisces, this video is for you. Okay, this video can also help you, serve you if you have a Virgo moon. If you have Virgo in your chart, even if you have Pisces in your chart, but if you don't have any of those placements, you're welcome to still watch. I'm going to link my videos down below that I've created on this topic, like similar topics of Virgo placements. I have a lot of placements in Virgo. My South Node's in Virgo. I wanted to create this for us, Virgo energy, because there's so much for men to learn in this lifetime. I love to share with you guys that we are rare. We're unique. You're unique. The things that we're meant to learn in this life, they're different. They vary from person to person. But if you have this placement, and if you have Virgo in your chart, I hope that this can help you, inspire you. That's my intention with this. Specifically if your North Node is in Pisces. So we're going from Virgo into Pisces. If you're new to astrology, what your South Node represents is your past lifetimes, what you've mastered, and the energy that you enter into Earth with. These are things that come naturally to you, your strengths, but also your comfort zone. And your North Node is what your soul wants to learn to embody in this lifetime. So it's really cool to check out your astrology chart to get to know yourself better. And so we're going to talk about moving from Virgo into Pisces. Now, what are some traits of Virgo? Virgo is precise, analytical, logical. Virgo is an earth sign represented by the Hermit and the High Priestess. To yourself, intellectual, earthy. Virgo is there's such beautiful energy to Virgo, and I want to share with you that everything serves. This is not about demonizing the sign of Virgo and criticizing the sign of Virgo. This is about learning new things, expanding as a soul, and moving out of your comfort zone, out of your comfort zone into Pisces. Now, for me, and if you have this placement, this is such a beautiful journey because we're learning to become more free in essence. And that's why I realized, like, years ago, I had this premonition, like I had this idea I awoke from my sleep and I wanted to get this tattoo that says "Be Free." And I had no idea why, but I went to my tattoo artist and he tatted me up. Okay, be free. But now, years and years later, I understand on a deeper level why. So my soul is here to be free. If your North Node is in Pisces, you're here to be free. I'm going to share with you how we can do this and why you have no whimsy, and it shows. And that's so funny. Like, if you have this placement, if you've been journeying into more of a Piscean energy, more of a flowy energy, you probably resonate with things like fairies, a goddess energy, mystical things, the unseen feminine energy, dark feminine energy, divine feminine energy, the occult, things that hidden knowledge. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the closest to the spiritual realm. It's kind of the in-between in a sense. And I want to share with you why our specific task in this life, okay, so Virgo word is to learn to become more carefree. And it's going to feel uncomfortable, but we can do it. And that's why I wanted to tease you and tell you that you have no whimsy, and it shows. I'm talking about me and everyone else, but really you do. Like, you're learning to. And I want you to allow yourself to, because as Virgos, we can be so hard on ourselves. We can be so critical of ourselves. But in this lifetime, we're learning to let go of the reins and just flow. And this is why, my beautiful angels, it is so important to know thyself. Know thyself. Tune out the world and study yourself, because we're different. And you imagine being told, if you have this placement, that people might tell you things like grow up, or why are you being so childlike, or fairies, those don't exist, go get a real job. Things like that. These are things that I've heard in my path of awakening, but my heart was calling me elsewhere. My heart was being drawn to being an artist and being a creative. This is your soul's journey. This is your destiny. This is your fate. And you don't have to worry that you'll miss what's meant for you. You just have to tune into your heart so that you can get into alignment. So if you have this beautiful placement, well, I mean, embrace your whimsy side. I need you to frolic. I need you to stop and smell the roses. I want you in the flowers. I want you outside gazing in a very dreamy energy. And this is what we can learn from Pisces, but also it's just our own soul calling us to let go of control, let go of precision, let go of logic, and tap more into mystery. Going from your mind to your heart. I want to emphasize that message is not for everybody, because other people might be learning the opposite. The good news is that if you have this placement, you've already learned to master the mundane, because Virgo is an earth sign. Things like tasks, organization, these are your strong points. You came in doing that. A 9 to 5, you can do it. You can put your head down and grind and work and be analytical and do the quote unquote boring job that's most likely highly paid. Maybe you're into statistics, or maybe you have a job in tech or something like that, but you would be good at that naturally as a Virgo if you have Virgo placements. But if your North Node's in Pisces, okay, now you're being drawn to more creative things, imagination. So your spiritual side. So if you have a North Node in Pisces, jobs you might want to consider, or what your heart might be calling to you, maybe a musician, an artist of some form, graphic designer, an actor, an actress, using your creative gifts, talents, a chef, a caterer, a wedding interior designer, wedding planner, photographer, filmmaker, you name it, but something very in the arts. Shoe designer, like I could go on and on, but it's so beautiful. And you can use, you're still going to have those traits of Virgo when you enter into a creative field. So it's so pretty and so beautiful. Okay, so one way that we can move from the mind to the heart, from Virgo into Pisces, is instead of being so precise and focused on perfection, we can shift and focus on flow and freedom, into more of a carefree and a light energy. And it might feel weird because, well, if I don't hold it together, everything's gonna fall apart. These are the type of energy that we're shifting into. We're used to being, it's not so much like uptight, but just structured, because Virgo is an earth sign, so it's grounded. What you can see, what's on the physical realm, practical, what makes logical sense, versus the things you can't see. Or like a creative career, it's not guaranteed. It's in the mystery, it's unknown, it's up and down, it's flowy. So we're going from structured into flowy. Pisces North Node. And this is not a process that you have to rush. You're not in a race against anyone else. This is your own unique path, but it's so beautiful. I thank God as I've learned more about this and as I've been on my spiritual path, because it's so beautiful to tap into spiritual things and to go from what you can see to what you can't see, and learning to flow, especially as a woman, if you have this placement, because you're going to be connected to your feminine energy, your intuitive side, the mysterious parts of life, the darkness. You're probably drawn to shadow work and witchy things, and there's nothing wrong with that. Embrace your whimsy. You have no whimsy and it shows. I want to encourage you, because if you have this placement, In a sense, you have a sense of wonder, a childlike spirit, and this is natural for this to unfold, for you to be drawn into this imaginative, creative part of life. But other people might not understand you, especially if they're on a different path. Their soul is being drawn and called to other things. Maybe they're trying to become an earth sign, so they need structure, they need discipline, they need organization, but we've already done those things. Now it's time to be free and flowy and trust, surrender. One of the biggest things you can learn if you have this placement and you're moving into the sign of Pisces is trust, faith, your spiritual side, trusting God. The path is unknown, it's uncarved, it's very mysterious, but you have to surrender, increase your faith. And this is why it's beautiful, but it can be hard to release control. It can be hard to not know what's next and not analyze it. You can't analyze it. And this is why we're going from our mind, which is one of our superpowers, intellectually sharp, to our heart. You're moving from your mind into your heart space. How do you feel? Now, Virgo, in a sense, can be kind of not so much detached from their emotions, but maybe doesn't let them show too much, reserved, conservative, to themselves, very intimate, the hermit energy, so introspective within oneself. But when we talk about moving into Pisces, it's about simply being free. Who knows a Pisces out there? They're so fun-loving, they're so lighthearted. They have such a warm energy. They're a water sign. So it's about connecting to your authentic emotions and moving from your heart. So it's very beautiful, but there's going to be a sense of uncertainty. But what we can learn from Pisces is to trust that, to flow with life, and to just kind of like be led through, like, by spirit. I want you to tap into wonder and possibility, opportunity. When nothing is for certain, anything is possible. And this is a beautiful thing to remind yourself if you're on this type of journey. Also happiness, okay? Because Virgos can be, because our mind is so sharp, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is a fast spinning planet of communication. We're constantly downloading information. So versus Pisces is ruled by like Neptune and Jupiter even. So being happy, expansion, not needing to know what's next to enjoy the present moment. So a sense of presence. And it's like, it can be hard, but that's why it's beautiful. If you even know, if you've studied your birth chart, if you're on a video like this, if you're watching up to this point, oh my, you're probably in my soul tribe, because why have you been drawn to this message? Why are you absorbing it, taking it in? And it's resonating for you. Drop me hearts if you've made it this far in the video. You probably have this placement, right? So we don't need proof, okay? Because we also have we're also in this world, in the 3D. We're on Earth, and then as an Earth sign, we're conditioned and we come into this planet a certain way, right? So a lot of times we feel we need the proof. We want to lean into our mind and have a logical sense of things, but we're being called and drawn into not knowing and being okay with that. But sometimes it doesn't feel okay. And I'm not here to tell you how to feel. I just want you to actually feel your feelings, because that's one thing that I've learned. I've learned to feel my feelings. It's safe to feel. I've learned to lean into uncertainty and just trust the divine. But it can feel frustrating. And it can be very hard and difficult because it's so different for us. It's so uncomfortable to not know what's next, to be trusting our heart. Oh, what if we do something wrong? To release our mind. But this is why it's spiritual growth. And this is not an overnight thing. This is a lifelong journey, and this is your journey. So don't shame yourself. Don't be too critical of yourself, and definitely don't listen to the outside world, because they have no idea what's in your heart. They don't know what's written for your path, for your faith. Faith, your fate, your destiny is for you. So don't let anyone strip you of that, or shame you for that, or judge you for that. Who cares what they think? Focus on yourself and allow yourself to be free. I want you to frolic. I want you to be in your whimsy girl era. I want you to, you know, do picnics in the park. Really allow yourself to fall in love and move from your heart space. Being in a passionate energy when it comes to either romance or aesthetics, how you decorate, everything creative, music, really feel into it, your whole heart, sensuality, your feminine energy. When you taste food, really taste it, really take it in. That might be Virgo though, because Virgo's an earth sign, so it's like sensual. Okay. One thing you might struggle with when you have this placement, it might be frustrating for you on your journey, is that when you're when you're moving into the sign of Pisces, things are very uncertain. So whereas Virgo is very precise, black and white, logical, practical, you can see it. Pisces is in the gray area. It's foggy. It's head in the clouds. There's no right answer necessarily. Both answers make sense. Both ways are right. Both ways are wrong. They have pros and cons. You're weighing your options. You're on the fence in a sense. Now, I'm coming from a Virgo perspective, so it can be frustrating. Like, what's just the answer? And there is no right answer. It's mysterious. It's unfolding gradually. So you have to have when you have this placement, you're learning to embody patience. And that can be frustrating as a Virgo. But this is why it's supposed to strengthen your faith. So how much can you lean on the divine? How much can you tune into your own intuition and trust that and take the action without logical proof? How much can you release the mind, which our mind lies to us all the time? But if you want to manifest, you should focus on visual things. Look at the visual things that you want to bring into your reality. Imagine them, but also see them. So if you want to manifest a new car, print the car out and put it on your vision board. So we're moving into like visual arts will help you with manifestation versus just repeating it. Feeling the emotion of it to bring it into your reality. So yeah, you're just kind of flowing. You're just kind of seeing what's going to happen. And people might, you know, especially on Earth and as an Earth sign, your own self might try to deter you and get you on the safest path. What's familiar, your comfort zone, just do this. You know, there's certainty there. So you have a sense of control versus feeling out of control. But this is why it's spiritual growth for this particular placement. So you're going to grow spiritually when you can release, when you can trust, when you can increase your faith, when you can listen to your heart, when you can release your mind, when you don't need proof, when you don't rely on logic, when you're trusting God, and when you're moving through the darkness. And sometimes other people can see things about ourselves that we can't even see, but I still don't want you to be led by the outside. For example, they used to tell me all the time, I could see you being a lawyer. You know how to argue your case. You know how to, you're good with your words, you know how to, right? And I would hear that a lot. I would hear that a lot. You should be working in law. So by the time I was a teenager, when people were asking me, what are you going to be like when you get older? I was like, I'm going to work for a law firm. I'm going to be an entertainment lawyer because I lived in LA, Los Angeles. And so these are the things that come naturally to you. Analytics, logical, practical things, detail oriented, like I keep telling you, right? But in your heart, don't be afraid. And there's no right or wrong. Some people might not even discover this or be called or listen to that calling until way later in life. Maybe they're 50 years old and they decide to quit, or they've had enough, you know, their job, or they have gained enough money to retire, but then they move to the Caribbean and they open a restaurant or an Airbnb, you know, so just enjoy your life. But if you have this placement, it's so beautiful. It's such a gift. And really every placement, we can find the beauty in it. But if you're going from Virgo into Pisces, then you're just here to be basically a fairy, an angel, an earth angel. You're here to tap into your spiritual side, and you're probably going to be called to being some type of healer, something in the spiritual niche. Maybe open a crystal shop, maybe do Reiki, do something that's going to serve on a spiritual level, but that's creative. So I love it. And there's no, that's why there's no, it's not a surprise to me now that, yeah, I became a vegetarian. Or people who, from the outside looking in, oh, she's a hippie, oh, she's woke, oh, she's new age, or whatever terms they have for it. It doesn't matter what other people think. It just matters that you're staying true to your soul and you're learning, you're growing, and you're being patient with yourself. And that's one of the biggest things. And you know, the universe is so beautiful, it's so cool. Everything is so intricate, everything is so divine. Your path is so guided and led. You're supported in every moment. So the souls that enter your life, souls don't meet by accident. The people that you come across, the people that you're close to, that you're drawn to, they're serving a spiritual purpose in your life. You might think, oh, that's just my family member, that's just my friend, that's just my partner, that's just my best friend or my coworker. No, it's deeper than that. So it's crazy. I have a little girl who's 9 years old, and she came into this life with a South Node in Pisces, and she's moving into Virgo. So do you see how the divine did that so beautifully, so poetically? Me naturally being myself, my strengths, and then what I meant to learn is in perfect harmony with her. So she's teaching me how to just play and how to be creative and how to embrace freedom. She always tells me, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Things like that. And like the people that I love, like the loves of my life, they've always been Pisces. Like they've always had that sign or a water sign. Always, always. But there's a reason for that. So you might think you're doing life, but the divine is very much working in your life in beautiful ways. And then me, on the other hand, like if you have those Virgo strengths, I'm like, turn that TV off. No, it's not time to play. It's time to get the work done. We can play after. Like, get organized. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. When we're cleaning the house, no, that's not good enough. I need you to do it right. So Virgo is like, in a sense, an overachiever. So it's, again, don't shame yourself. Don't think, because I hear this term a lot, perfectionist. Are you such a perfectionist? Well, you're detail oriented. So it's about your perception of things. It's not a bad thing to strive for more, to not be satisfied with mediocre, but want what's best and precision. Oh, it's because then, like, for example, if you're doing art, it's fire. It comes out fire. It comes out so good because you actually took the time. You're actually seeing things other people, they don't see. They miss it. And yeah, so embrace the totality of who you are. It's okay to be you. You're free to be you. It's okay to expand into being in an uncomfortable space. If you have this placement, I need you to stay prayed up. I need you to stay very close to the divine. And this is what this placement is about. It's about not so much relying on what you can see on earth, because there's the earth, but then there's the heavenly realms. Earth is a realm. Like, all we have to do is close our eyes. Sometimes people close their eyes, they never open them ever again. You're seeing this earth that seems physical, but it's actually vibrating. If you look under a microscope, it's actually moving. So we're in a realm. They say we're on a planet, whatever, but we don't know. And that's the thing. You're going from earthy, precise, science-based, logical, what's proven, to actually anything's possible. Actually, miracles exist. Actually, we know nothing. We just, because you read it in a book or it's in history or somebody wrote it thousands of years ago, but we actually know absolutely nothing. Life is so mysterious. Life can change in an instant, and it's about embracing that, which at first can feel scary for this placement. But then after a while, you just feel so held, supported. Life, you appreciate life more because you're like, it's actually a miracle. The fact that your mind can function and perceive, that in itself is a miracle. And your heart is actually more powerful than your mind. So listen to it. And if you have this placement, sink into your emotions, just flow. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to feel. And in this way, you're going to be in a healing energy constantly. You're probably a healer. It's not that you're healing, it's that you're the healer. So first you heal yourself, and now your energy is just healing the collective. That's the type of impact that this placement has, especially through the arts. Like, your arts they benefit everybody. If you make a good song, it's going to touch millions of lives. a good piece of art is priceless because of its impact. So lean into this energy. I could go on and on about this, and I probably will create more videos on it, but drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Moving from Virgo into Pisces. I'm sending you so much love, power, healing on your journey. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video.